Hello friends, it is time for phonics. So friends, get ready to learn some new words and we are going to work hard on our phonics. Okay? So, it's going to be the same thing we have been doing this week. I will say a word, you will say the word back to me. Show me a thumbs up if the words rhyme, and thumbs down if the words do not rhyme. So if you remember last time I was telling you two words, and if they rhyme, a thumbs up, and if they do not rhyme, a thumbs down. Okay friends, so I want you to turn on your listening ears, boop, 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 and listen very closely to the words if they rhyme. Okay friends? First word, and I want you friends to do this with me, so we're gonna put our hands up. Can you say cat? Cat. Can you say mat? Mat. What is the last sound we hear in the word cat and mat? What letter is that? T, t, t. Letter T. Can you say T? T. So we know that cat and mat, they both have the letter T at the end. Do they rhyme? Yes, they rhyme because they both have the letter T. Good job, friends. So I'm going to write you friends the letter T so you friends can see. This is a lowercase t. Now I'm going to write the uppercase T. Here we go. This is the uppercase T. And what sound does the letter T make? Good job, friends. So, do those two words rhyme? Yes. So, we're going to give it a thumbs up. If you friends remember, when two words rhyme, what do? We sing our rhyming song. So, are your friends ready? Cat, mat, these two rhyme. Cat, mat, these two rhyme. Cat, mat, these two rhyme. They sound the same at the end. Whoo! Good job, friends. Here's another one. Can you say neck? Neck. Can you say fan? Fan. Does the word neck and fan, do they rhyme the same at the end? Neck and fan. No, right? So it's a thumbs down. The word neck, what letter is that? It's not the letter C, but it's the letter K. Can you say K? K. Remember, friends, sometimes the letter C and the letter K sound the same. The letter K. And the word fan, what letter is that? Yes, the letter N. Can you say N? N. Good job. And then the word fan has the letter N. Okay, friends? So that's why they do not rhyme. So thumbs down. Good job. Okay, ready for the next one? Can you say love? Love. Can you say down? Down. So does the word love and down, do they rhyme the same at the end? Love and down. No, right? So thumbs down. The word love ends with the letter V. But listen, friends, when we write the word love, it has a silent E at the end. So that means we do not hear it. But the last sound, the last letter sound that we hear is the letter V. Can you say V? V. Good job. So that's why we hear love, the letter V. And the other word is down. Down. It has the letter N at the end. So that's why they do not rhyme, right? So thumbs down. Good job, friends. Now we're going to move on to something different. I will say a word. You will say that word back to me. And tell me the first sound you hear. Okay, so I want you friends to tell me the first sound you hear. So I want everybody to use their listening ears. and I'm going to tell you the word. This one is going to be a little bit tricky, okay? So I want everybody to turn your listening ears. Cat. Can you say cat? Cat. Remember, the K and the C sound the same, but this is the word cat. Cat. What letter is that? That's right, letter C. So we have the word cat. This is the word cat. We have the letter C. That's what we hear at the beginning. Good job. Next word is pig. Can you say pig? Pig. What letter is that? That's right, letter P. Can you say P? P. So pig is P-I-G. But remember, the first letter sound we hear is the letter P. Okay, friends, good job. One more. Can you say, oh, my turn, mouse. Can you say mouse? Mouse. What is the first letter we hear? Mouse. What letter is that? That's right, letter M. Can you say M? M, mouse. So mouse is spelled M-O-U-S-C. Mouse. And the first letter sound we hear is the letter M. Okay, friends? Good job, everybody. Now we're going to switch to something else. And for the first and last sound we hear in words. Now we will listen for the sound we hear in the middle of a word. So if you friends remember how I stretched out my arm and we were figuring out the middle sound, the letter, okay? The sound we hear in the middle of a word is the vowel sound. So the vowel sound is the letter that we hear in the middle. Okay, friends? Can you say vowel? Vowel. Good job. So everybody, I want you to do this with me. Quiero que hagan esto conmigo. Stretch out your arm like this. Okay? Can you say cat? Cat. So now we're going to say k-at. Cat. Let's try it again. Do this with me. K-at. Cat. What is the vowel that we hear in the middle of that word? K-a. What letter is that? A. That's right, letter A. Can you say A? A. Good job. So that is the vowel we hear. The letter A. So I'm going to write the letter A for you, friends, so you guys can see it. This is the letter A, the vowel that we hear in the middle. Okay, friends? Good job. Okay. Here's for a different one. Stretch your arm. Do this with me. Okay, good job. Now we're going to say it. Hit. Do this again with me. It. Hit. What is the vowel that we hear? E. What vowel is that? E. I. Good job. Can you say letter I? I. So we have the vowel that we hear in the middle, letter I. Okay, so this is the letter right there. Good job. Okay, we're going to do one more. Lip. Lip. Now do this with me. Lip. Lip. What is the vowel that we hear in the middle? What letter is that? That's right, letter I. Good job, letter I. Here is the letter I again. Good job, friends. Some shines for everybody. Kiss your brain 2 times. Everybody did such a great job. Everybody's such a smart cookie. I'm so proud of you, friends. Well, friends, that is it for our phonics. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you, friends, in my next video. Bye-bye.